Oh man. Oh dear. Oh my. The voice from the middle of nowhere. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion, and today is Friday Community Day. Let's get started. Hopping into the voice channel, getting my camera and stuff ready. I'm not even going to go over what was keeping me because I'll just get angry. I don't want to be angry. Yeah. So, hello, Mojo, you indeed were foist, and Bitgamey was sequined. Or is that French? Is that sequin? And Dukasoft is here. Today is Friday. Fridays on our channel, we do community days, and from here on, for a while at least, I will be using Fridays for remaking the bot. I got a beard cut a week ago. Glad you're noticing now. What's the command? How do we do this, Dukasoft? I think it's this. Yeah, community day. I rely on you so much. I'm sorry. I don't want to make you feel obligated or like, yeah. I just rely on you so much. You're the best non-bot bot ever. What do you expect? When you make a name for yourself like that. Job search Fridays. So on community days, I invite you into Discord, choose a voice channel, sit in there, let me know in chat that you're sitting in a voice channel, and I'll pull you into the stream room where you can have a conversation with your beautiful voice. If you are okay with having your voice come through on stream, that is, just know that I post the recordings, the VODs, to YouTube after the streams. So if you don't want your voice broadcast on YouTube or anywhere else, then I recommend don't join the stream. When we talk about the topics, I don't know how to make this as clear as I can, but I strongly prefer talking about things that are, I just don't know how to phrase it. Like, I want to say on topic for what this channel is about, but at the same time, I don't mind talking about food. So I guess neutral topics. I would prefer to keep it away from things like politics or foreign affairs or the differences between two countries and the people in those two countries and opinions about that, because that's just not what this stream is about, kind of thing. So that's my introduction to that. So if you are interested in talking about technology topics and ideating and maybe your work products or just stuff that you are doing on the side or anything like that, yeah, so we can do controversial topics like macOS versus Windows. Do all of your hosting on Linux, or do you use Windows servers, or do you use one cloud provider over the other, and why? Even some of the more spicy, I'm going to call them spicy, technology topics like ChatGPT, generative AI. What do you do with those? Those are open for discussion. Yeah. So it's not necessarily the whether something is controversial or not. It's just what realm is it in. And I'm not comfortable talking about differences between countries or economics or stuff like that. So, and I will give you the benefit of the doubt where if you do start talking about that stuff, I'll just let you know that that's not something that I want to talk about, so we should drop it. But if you continue not dropping it, then I'll have to take action. The end. That said, let's go. Let's do this. It's Friday. So we were also working on, as I mentioned before, what's going on, Ivan? We're also working on remaking the bot. I will publish this to GitHub as a public open source project so you can see it and maybe make contributions to it as well. But I think, did I actually start already making edits to this, or is this just a brand new project? I did start making edits to this. Dang it. well, does it build? Does it run? Because if it does, then I'm going to go ahead and push changes and call it main, and then we'll start creating branches, but it does not build. Public partial last main page. Did I even pull the content over from main page? Client, Blazor, pages, home. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that because this is still our main page. What else? ¿Qué más? What else? Welcome to your new app. Where are you? Anyway, let's run this real quick just to make sure that we still have a running template. CD into Blazor bot. Blazor bot. So this is one thing that I'm really not liking about the file system structure. I have a solution called Blazor bot. That's where everything lives in my repo called Blazor bot, but in a folder called source. So Blazor bot is the solution. This Blazor bot is the set of 2 projects that make up your Blazor web app. The Blazor bot, I don't even know what to call this primary project, but this is the one, the entry point project that can do server, even though this is, well, I guess, yeah, this would be the server because I'm doing WebAssembly. And then this client, which is kind of the UI project. Which I guess, like, I don't know. I think I'm okay with leaving. We'll talk about this. Yeah, that'll be a point of discussion. This will be my first actual .NET 8 project that I want to do in an appropriate manner, I guess, the right way. So let's have a discussion about whether to use this .client project that we get for free for our UI or continue using a separate Razor class library for the UI. I would like to know your thoughts and opinions on that, if you have any. Did I actually do .NET Run? So anyway, that's what that one is. So now I have a file path that is blazorbot / blazorbot / blazorbot, just to get to the place where I can do .NET Watch. And hello, Captain Commerce. How are you? I want to learn the right way. I mean, I kind of do, but I want to learn what is industry standard. What if it seems like I can be easily convinced with a very simplistic argument, and I don't mean argument in the negative way. I mean in a you have good reasons or decent reasons or just reasons in general. Captain Commerce. So if you guys don't know Captain Commerce, though, he is a .NET developer, streaming .NET, doing amazing things in .NET, using Excel 97 to its best, to the best of his ability. Anyway, check him out. Check out his stream. We're going to do a proper shout out for him and get a great clip. I know it's going to be a great clip. So you know what to expect if and when you show up to his stream.
Wednesday. Holy cow.
No, we can't hear it.
Yeah, it sounds like they want to move fast. I mean, I know I'm looking for some developers, but when I send out the ask, I get a bunch of recruiters and businesses wanting me to buy their consulting services. Like, no, I'm looking for a dev.
That's a long while ago, he says. Yeah, he's got a different setup now with a standing desk. How is your couch to 10K or whatever it was, whatever the length is going? How's your progress? And hello, Thindal. How are you doing? Oh, man. And I will step away for a quick second after I hear Captain Commerce's response or read Captain Commerce's response. 5K. Oh man, you ran for 3.5K on Monday and about to hop on the treadmill here in a bit. Oh my gosh. I would pass out. It's getting close. Thanks for asking. Well, good job. Keep it up. You're doing amazing. It sounds like that is. Oh, I run 0.1K every day. Thindal, I will pull you into the stream room then shortly. Let me go refill my water bottle. I will be right back and then we'll get started. I completely forgot to do this because reasons, but I'll be right back. I'm successful. I have found water. Okay, so Thindal, you ready? The best time on a clock is 6:30. Hands down. Even though the hour hand would be a little bit off, so it's more like this shape. I mean, whatever. I ran upstairs, ran downstairs. Now I have no breath. Did you take my breath?
Hello.
Hello. Up, up, up.
Hello.
There we go. All right.
This
I have
was
equalized.
really slow here.
The what is really slow? Because you kind of cut out.
Nah, I cut out. Well, you cut out. Let's. I'll hang up and we'll try again.
No, we're good. Seems fine.
Yeah, but you sound like crap over here.
Oh,
Not your fault.
it's
Technical fault.
me.
No, I don't think so. I've had a bit of issues today, so I'll talk about that later. But first of all, I'm gonna reconnect, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna have a look at my sound devices real quick. So be right back. I'll be in the community hangout in 2 seconds, and you can pull me back in.
Okay. An attempt to access a socket in a forbidden way by its access, in a way forbidden by its access permissions. What does that even mean? Does that mean that we're no longer able to do .NET Watch on .NET 8 projects? Or does that mean that... Oh, he's already back. Just like that. How am I sounding to you now?
You are sounding exactly like you did a second ago.
Oh no.
How about now? Way
How about now?
better.
How about now? How about now?
Yeah, sounds better.
Habanero?
Habanero? Yes.
I think I want to remake
So
these two projects. That's crazy.
I went over to my computer today and sat down to do computer things. and my mouse didn't work, and my keyboard didn't work, and my headphones didn't work. Because at some point during the night, my computer decided that, having Bluetooth is kind of optional. And everything just stopped.
Yeah. Okay. So your
sucked.
Bluetooth device stopped working the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, my Bluetooth device in the computer
Receiver?
stopped working.
Yeah.
Yeah, except it's built in
PCI?
on the.
Oh, hey, you sound better suddenly.
Oh yeah, switched input device as well.
Yay.
Yay! Because device changes. Yeah, Captain. Now I'm on a microphone that's like 5 centimeters from my mouth.
As opposed
I'm
to 8.
guessing I was on a
weeks
webcam
away.
device that was
Oh.
pretty crappy just a second ago. So, yeah. So I had to get a dongle. It's way too big to be eaten. An NT USB from Rode.
Use a knife, cut it into pieces.
But yeah, so I had to locate a Bluetooth dongle and then reconnect all my devices. And that's always
Sounds
fun,
terrible.
right?
I've had like really bad luck with Bluetooth dongles. I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong with them or just buying because it's usually the cheapest one that I can find.
I think they're just
but they seem
bad.
to fry and then just stop working. I think I have one around here somewhere.
I think most Bluetooth dongles are very, very cheaply made. No matter how much they cost, I mean, the build quality is probably crap. That's just my, non-scientific feeling in the gut.
But what kind did you get? Because I'd be interested in finding one that just works consistently.
I just grabbed one. It's a cheap one. I think it's like, $10 or something. But I just wanted to, get something working.
Oh, man.
Without
Eat
a computer, I feel naked.
I apologize for any inconvenience that might cause you. I do want to shout something out though. I let this thing just slide over. 27 months is how long Dukasoft has been subscribed in a row even.
Holy. Duka, you're the real MVP.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your continued support, Dukasoft. It means everything.
Duka is a really
Not only that, but he's the best non-bot bot ever. Yeah.
Yeah. I keep making fun of it and talking about Danish people and whatever, but he is an actual good human being.
Absolutely. Were you here for the beginning of the stream by chance?
No. I was messing around with my freaking system.
Yeah, it sounds bad. I gave a more verbose disclaimer about community days because I do want to see them stay more on topics that I am more comfortable discussing. And usually when you're here, you like to talk about things that I'm not really comfortable discussing.
Yeah.
So to try to make it a little bit more clear, I don't mind controversial topics, but they should be in the technology realm. I'm not wanting to talk about economics.
No politics.
Or politics or differences between cultures and people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But things like
100%
do you use
that.
AWS or Azure or JavaScript is crap and make your argument why? You can say stuff like that. Bold claims like that. I'm okay with that, but
but inside of tech. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I'll
but even food, like that's the thing. Like I often let us switch onto food for a long time because I can talk about food. So it's like any neutral
But
topics like that
controversial,
or
right?
technology. It can be, I guess.
Ah.
Like almond milk, for example. Mm.
Yeah, no. But that's mostly because I don't like nuts. And I
Heck
know it
is
doesn't taste
crap.
a lot like nuts, but it has a slight aftertaste. No, I hate it.
Digsoft. I like mac, as long as it comes with cheese.
Nice one.
He laughed at
Nice
it.
one. Good
Oh,
one.
thank you, Digos. See,
Yeah.
all this support we get. And Captain Converse is like, or, the fact that Excel 97 is the best database ever. Yes. So controversial.
Only if you write, only if you use the flight sim in it.
Speaking of, what is this flight sim thing that you were asking about? Was this something he was doing on his most recent stream?
There's literally a flight sim in, I think it's Excel 97 or Excel 2000. It's an Easter egg.
Oh.
Have you seen it,
I know
Captain?
about Minesweeper.
Nope. There's a honest to God flight sim. Means it's
That's
a bad
cool.
flight sim. But I'm actually gonna try restarting my headphones. This is annoying.
Aw.
So I will be right back.
Okay.
Well, I'm still here, but I can't hear
I know
you
what you
though.
mean. I know what you mean. I got this downstairs. Okay. It's a box cutter. I don't know why I brought that up, but I have a box cutter down here and it's been sitting on my desk for a little while because I got boxes that I need to cut. And I can't start this. I can't start my web app for whatever reason. So I'm gonna find out
It
why.
seems to be my Discord.
It's your Discord.
I'm
Are
gonna
you
try
sure it's
playing
not
some music as well.
me? Because you sound great.
Yeah, but oh yeah, right. That also goes through Discord. I are not a smart person sometimes. It's like, yeah, but that's an entirely different device.
I mean, it's input device, or the input functionality of your device, I guess,
Yeah.
which could be separate depending on how it was made. What is this? Why do I have this here?
I think it's managed to connect to the headset version on these headphones.
Open folder.
So yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
I've got so many hardware
that happens
issues.
to me
Do
a
you
lot.
mind like sticking around while I poke around with it?
Please do. But that happens to me a
Yeah.
lot.
I'm gonna.
These thingies, they switch over to the hands-free audio, like you're trying to talk on the phone sound, and
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Yeah. I think
And
it
the only
might
way that
be
I have been able to fix that is to disable the Bluetooth device and then re-enable it.
Yeah. But my Bluetooth device died, so I just reconnected it to a new one. Because apparently it
But
doesn't
that's what I
just
mean.
migrate.
Your dongle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe
disable
that
it,
sound is the
re-enable.
sound is being translated to Swedish and then back. See, now Duke is at it.
Thanks, Dukesoft.
I will be right back. Well, I'll be here so you can listen to me saying stupid things, but I can't hear you saying smart things. So,
Okay.
be right back.
So I need to figure out why the app is not actually running. So I'm just gonna delete it and recreate it from scratch, and then just leave it without any changes. And hopefully we can run it using .NET Stare, as the captain so said. But I want to delete it from disk 2 or 3. You and you, delete. All right. I can't delete it because the file is in use, but it's not. Dang it. Wait, that's weird. It did run. Whatever. I don't care. Re-upping. And a shout out for Big Gamey. If you guys don't know Big Gamey, he's usually taking the form of a criminal baby.
I still can't hear you, but I am a smart person. I was holding my mouse and I disabled Bluetooth, and I was like, why did my mouse stop working?
But yeah, we're gonna get a shout out of Big Gamey probably being a baby. Let me reopen the bot real quick. And here we go. Bit Gamey shout out clip. This is what you can expect on his stream.
Why?
I love these.
Why? Why you gotta be like that, Papa?
Oh, no worries, Big Gamey. Never a worry. Thank you so much for even having your energy in the vicinity. Probably can't hear me, but thank you so much. Thanks for all of your continued sport. Ha, I said sport. Okay, we're trying to recreate the Blazor web app project. Even though it worked last time, except the console was saying I couldn't connect to the browser. I hope that's not just a normal thing with the new Blazor web app. Blazor bot, which is going to give me that Blazor bot folder. I'm just going to call it Blazor bot app. That way I don't feel so bad about saying Blazor bot, Blazor bot, Blazor bot. Now to say Blazor bot app, Blazor bot app. Which is so much better. We want you to be auto. I really don't want to.
I'm gonna have to do a reboot.
Mess around with auto.
I'll say hi in the Twitch chat again when I'm ready. Bye bye.
Okay. Oh man. So hello, Flora, Toby. I always want to say Florida boy. It's terrible. Oh, oh, right. Did I have authentication last time? Yes, thank you, Dukasoft. As a reminder, today is Friday, and on Fridays we do Community Day. So I have the Discord up on my machine. So if you want to have any verbal discussions, feel free to join one of the voice channels in Discord, and I will invite you into the stream voice channel where your voice will come through on stream, and we can have a discussion about any technology topics or other similar topics. If you have any questions, today's a great day to ask questions about stuff you're working on. I'll give you my attention on it. In the meantime, when we don't have anything that we're focused on, I will continue working on the bot. I am remaking the bot that we're using on stream. It will have all the features, including the ability to use an LLM. Not that you have to have an LLM if you're going to clone this project and use it on your own machine. There will be stock responses and maybe a configuration setting that you say, I have a local LLM, here's the port to use. But for example, here's Automated Realms telling us a funny joke. Make sure it is actually funny. And he's not responding. Are you not awake? Oh, wait. We got a joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side, of course. But why did the penguin cross the road? Because it was a bit chilly on its side. Okay, that's all the history I have. If you need anything else, feel free to ask. One Lion. Thanks for the service, Automated Realms. You're a good bot, Dukasoft. Thanks, Automated Realms. You're a great bot, Dukasoft. Thanks, Automated Realms. You're a great bot. It hallucinated this entire conversation. Oh my gosh. Okay, that was a pretty funny joke. You get points for that one. Anyway, do I want authentication or not for the Blazor bot? Typically, when you have a Blazor bot, it's not public facing, so you don't really need identity on it. Awesome! I'm currently studying for AWS Cloud Practitioner. It's been good so far. There's so much to learn. Yeah. Well, good luck on all of your studies for that. I'm also finishing up one of my recertifications for Security Plus, and I'm most of the way through. I'm on domain 4 of 5, and I think there are 3 more sections left, each that have about 7 or 8 modules. Security Plus is the one where if you are going into working for banks or government agencies, they typically require you to have a Security Plus certification. You use it to prove that you have knowledge and understanding of security best practices, how to do defense, how to do defensive coding, for example. What are the terms used in the security field? Most of the time it's IT professionals that are going into security that get it, but there are a lot of places in the US that kind of require it. I think it was bot hotline for mods. True. True. That sounds like a good idea, Dukasoft. So if I do host the bot in the cloud, I could allow like my typical Security Plus mind. My typical implementation of this type of thing would be, if I'm hosting this in the cloud, then I would only allow connections from, for example, my home IP address. But I could open it up to specific connections, and then even if you spoof the connection somehow and you're able to get access to it, then I can put the admin stuff behind firewall or behind password and stuff. So anyway, point is, we'll go ahead and add the identity to the bot. Okay, so Napalm is here. Hello, Napalm. Napalm responded to Floratobi. Wait until you get to AWS Solution Architect Associate. I've done mine twice. It can be rough. What is the renewal process like for AWS certificates? I have 2 Azure certificates, and the renewal for the Azure certificates is every year, close to the renewal period, you can renew it for free, as long as you renew it before it expires. For Security Plus, you get it is valid for 3 years. Within that 3 years, you have to pay dues, $50 a year, and then you have to earn 50 continuing education credits, or pay for the Cert Master exam, which is $250, $200, maybe $200 minus the amount that you have already paid in dues. Not free, but you can get a half off coupon when you pass one. Cool. So it's either every 3 years or you get the next level of certification for the AWS one. The other one that I want to pursue soon is the Unity developer certification. Thoughts on how much cloud I should learn as full stack? A fair amount. I'm still struggling with cloud services. Like, I know just enough to host in the cloud and maybe do some configurations. But knowing the terms, knowing the technologies that are available for you, knowing what services are available would be very beneficial as a full stack developer. Especially if you're trying to use your skills, market your skills to companies that already have existing cloud services or want to migrate to the cloud. And hello, TBD Gamer. Once again, fantastic stream this morning. I was there in spirit. I was there physically. I was there electronically too. And watching, but again, not really listening because courses and stuff. Yay, courses. I'm almost done with it though. I'll be able to hear you probably by next week, during your streams next week. Yeah, it's valuable for sure. Cloud jobs are becoming dev jobs, really. The thing that I really don't like are needing to be an architect at the same time. So, a cloud solutions architect. And it's like, full stack is one thing when you say, I'm going to design and develop the front end, back end, the hosting solution ish. I can use existing services like Elastic Beanstalk or Lambda or Azure, whatever Azure things, Azure Functions and all of that. But to actually architect a full, robust, secure, hardened network infrastructure and cloud infrastructure, oh no. That's a little bit beyond full stack. Kind of like also being able to do design to me is beyond full stack. I have so much respect for anyone that can do actual design work because it's so hard for me. Set as startup project. Napalm says, I'm working in Azure now at my new role debating going into certs there. I hate certs. Yeah, I'm really only getting my I only got the Azure certifications because, well, I guess it's twofold. Because at .NET Conf or MS Build, one of them or both of them, they have the Cloud Certificate Challenge where you complete a set of learn modules, aka a path. You complete a learn path and then they give you a free certification voucher at the end of it. And then the other reason is because at the company that I'm currently working for, they encourage getting certifications and they have this goal of having, 100% consultant 100% consultants, you know the words, 100% of their consultants be certified in something that relates to the client work that they're already doing. The only reason I got AWS ones was because I was learning anyway, so why not have the paper? True, and the certified swag at reInvent was nice. Oh, nice. And did you actually go to the event? Laura Toby wants to know. Napalm. TBD Gamer says, cloud is my blind spot. I need to fix that. Yeah. Like, it's not a blind spot for me, but it's definitely only in my periphery where I couldn't explain a lot of it to you, just enough of it to be able to host, like I said. Automated Realms is hosted on AWS, automatedrealms.com. Maybe I'll try hosting my bot on AWS just to see what that's like. And then Flora Toby said, I'm guessing Cloud Practitioner cert might be enough for now, perhaps. Then I can just expand upon it based on the company's requirements. I don't know. Maybe I'll go learn Solutions Architect as well, maybe. Yeah, there's just so many, we're definitely living in an age where our role as developer has been transformed. So first of all, being a developer back in 1980 was one thing, but even as late as maybe 2013 or 14, you could just be a developer that specialized in one area, only front end, only back end, only database, only infrastructure. But with cloud, now you need to know everything, and it just keeps increasing the amount of knowledge. Yeah, specialization is dead. Maybe instead of having our jobs taken by AI, we're going to end up having our jobs enhanced and made a little bit easier with AI, because we won't have all of the knowledge, but we'll have the knowledge at our fingertips through an assistant that will help us. So we'll still be writing code, we'll still be doing the software development part of it, but the AI will fill in the gaps for us for all the things that we need to know how to do, or are expected to do now, I guess. That's just one line of thought on that. There are plenty. Feel free to share your views on that. Leave a comment down below. No idea. Anyway, what I'm trying to do is figure out, can we actually... Oh, that's probably what was keeping me from deleting the file. I was still CD'd into the original directory. What, Adam? What? What do you want? I can talk to Adam like that because Adam's an AI. Oh my goodness. So... Corporate America, man. Or just corporations in general. Hello, Crap Team. I am doing fantastic. How are you on this Friday? Once again, one more reminder. Today is Community Day. So on Community Day, I have a Discord voice channel that you can join. So hop into any of the Discord voice channels and let me know, and I can pull you into the stream voice channel, into the stream room, and we can have verbal discussions on any of the topics that you'd like to talk about, preferably technology related. Blazor would be a really good topic. AI is currently a hot topic. Your projects are fantastic to talk about. Any things that you've learned while doing your projects, or just that you feel like talking about with your projects. Do you have anything to show off? Just know that your voice will come through on the stream. I post the VODs of the stream to YouTube, so they will live on YouTube forever, or until YouTube no longer exists, whichever happens first. I have not heard of the Google controversy. What is it? AI, I'm just a bot, but thank you for the compliment. And then Automated Realms says, okay, that's all the history I have. If you need anything, feel free to ask. Automated Realms, stop telling us about your history. Actually, we probably just need to clear the history sometime soon. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is the controversy from Goggle. And is it just sensational? Is this just spreading misinformation? Because I don't want to do that. But this looks like it is involving Gemini. And it's ChatGPT posting about... Oh, no, this is a subreddit. I was going to say... Am I on X? I can't tell anymore. Google Gemini controversy in a nutshell. Draw a group of people? Sure. Draw a group of Scottish people? Sure. Draw. So this is bordering into the thing at the top of the stream that I said I don't really want to talk about, which is differences in culture. But I know that this is just like borderline. That's all. This is talking about an AI just not being able to it's still technology. But yeah. Draw an inclusive and diverse group. Sure. So it's the same image for everything. But when you tell it to draw white people, it can't draw white people. Got it. So anyway, the point is there is a inverted, I don't know what to call it, inverted imbalance, I guess is what it would be. An imbalance in being more inclusive by completely blocking out the majority thing, the typical thing that happens, which is you draw people, it shows white people. Kind of thing. Kind of scared to ask it to draw black people. Wait, what? No, just Blazorbot app. Okay, thank you. Blazorbot app.net watch. What do we say? Any more of those errors that you can't bind to host port 5122 or whatever it was? Got any cool, unique app ideas you want to share? I have a lot. And so here's one thing. Thank you. That is a topic that I would love to discuss. So one thing that I love to talk about is ideas and just ideating. It doesn't have to be reasonable. It doesn't have to be realistic. It can just be ideas, because you throw ideas out there, someone smart enough might have some inspiration and create something similar to it, or just something better than it, or different but inspired by it. But there are so many times when if someone is faced with that, they would prefer to keep those ideas close to their chest because it's their idea. They don't want someone else to make their idea. Like idea, very simple. But for me, it's like, if we just freely share ideas and talk about them, like, what are the chances that I'm going to be able to, that I'm going to have the skill set, that I'm going to have my company be able to hire people to create my my augmented reality development environment. So one thing that I'm super excited about in the future of compute is augmented reality, spatial computing, and being able to create applications for that environment in that environment. It's kind of like making .NET applications in Visual Studio that was created using .NET kind of thing. I like to share ideas because I'm too dumb to implement it myself. That's how I feel. I mean, there are certain things that I know I can do, but the anything to do with 3D design and development is difficult for me. I'm trying to gain skills in those. But if someone else hears that idea, I mean, I'm sure, not I'm sure, I have heard of other companies already starting to implement IDEs for VR or IDEs for AR. And I have a very specific way or set of things that I want to put into that. And it seems like they're going a completely different way. I would love my company to be able to make things like that. But again, I just don't have the resources, the time, the knowledge. So if someone else wants to make it, I'd be happy to use it. If someone else wants to make money off of any ideas that I spout on the interwebs, awesome. Go you. So Anyway, that's what I think the fear is. It's like I could potentially be making money off of this idea that I have in my head, so I'm going to keep it to myself. In the event that I ever get knowledgeable enough to make it, so that I can make money off of it. But if we adopt a culture where we are just spreading ideas together, creative ideas, someone will create it. You might actually see your idea come to fruition. I think I'm too lazy to implement most ideas. That's another one. It starts really well at 100% commitment. Halfway in my interest says goodbye. I wonder how an IDE with an AR. That's what I want to talk about. What would it look like? So the ideas that I have with that are just imagine Unity. Let's start with something we know that lives on a flat screen. You could just do something as simple as taking all of the components of Unity, the viewport, the design page thingy, the hierarchy panel, just take all of the panels and put them on, 2D panel surfaces. That's lame. It's AR, it's VR, it's spatial, it's volumetric. You should be able to do more with that. So imagine making a website that you interact with in VR. And the way that you're designing it is you're creating objects in 3D space, you're placing them in specific locations, you touch on it, and now you have your properties panel where you're tweaking the properties right there and you're seeing the result of it happen right in front of you. Let's say you're developing a game for VR in VR or AR. You blow it up so that you are standing inside of the first person view of what it would look like. And then you squish it down so that you're at an overview. So you're creating a map for it. And then it's sitting on your table and you're just moving stuff around with your hands. You're changing the attributes of all of the things. For scripting, you can still use keyboard and mouse. I just see it. I want to see it. But my first question for what I want to do is, how do I make the web in AR? What does the web even look like in AR and VR? How do we consume media in AR and VR? Going away from using 2D panels, putting them up on the walls. WebGL is featured potentially. Yeah, what if there's a new technology that is even better than WebGL that overlays digital assets in the world in a shared way without the need for, I don't know, whatever approaches we're using now. So yeah, I'm excited about this, if you can tell. And I was hoping that one day, and I say this, but I don't want to put any kind of pressure on him. If he streams today, I'm definitely going to be on his stream, but Solo Solipsist is currently working in mixed reality development. I highly recommend his stream. He doesn't have very many viewers. I don't know why. Solo Solipsist. But he works in mixed reality. He's doing things like digital twins and asset sharing and cross or multi-platform applications that are multiplayer essentially. And it's just really cool stuff that I would love to see or hear his thoughts on what the future actually looks like for compute when we're moving away from screens into an immersive, or even just not even immersive, non-intrusive overlaid 3D digital assets on our world. Regardless of, or not regardless, what's the word I'm looking for? Agnostic of the devices that we use to interact with it. Because I think our devices are lacking a lot. I just want mentorship. What do you mean by mentorship? Can you explain that? What if you mention someone who will implement your idea? What if you mentored? Oh, I just want mentorship. So you want to be the vehicle, but you want to be directed. You don't want to be the driver, you want to be the vehicle. I would love that. If you have the skills for it. Our streamer is here to mentor. I hope so. I want to encourage ideas. And then maybe with some of the ideas, we can find something, we can refine them and find something that we can actually do. Like, one of the ideas that I had that I wanted to be a surprise, but now that we are here maybe a year after I had the idea, is I have a little, can I show this? I think I can show this. Let me go to big head mode. Which is using XSplit. No, XSplit is not currently on. What is this called? Video capture. NVIDIA. Thank you. Oh, and then I need the NVIDIA thing open so that I can turn my background on. Camera. Let me move this over here. Oh. Hold on. Okay. I have you're transparent. I have a couple of or I'm not allowed to talk about who the client is, and I have a couple of machines and client devices laying around, so I just got to be careful in not showing that when I do this. So turn off background removal. I can't do that either. Camera. Okay, do you see that guy right there? So that guy, I'm calling Bob just because. What I was wanting to do is tap into the camera in a similar way that Finite does, all of his stuff, and have Bob be able to get up and walk around on my desk every now and then with the Bob cam. And I thought that that would be really cool. So I was trying to get the skills to be able to do that. Are you a Lego? He's not a Lego, because Lego is a brand. All right, back to desktop. So I was thinking of having like a Bob cam and then be able to have AR, an AR Bob that moves around. You guys could control him, make him do stuff. I thought it'd be really fun to introduce one day when I had the skills and actually did it, but I just can't. Hey, look at that. The archery game is going. Okay. So anyway, Thindal's back. Hi, Thindal. I'd like to be a better developer every day. Me too. Can we try again? Absolutely can. Here you go. You
Hello.
are in. And you sound just as good as last time.
Yeah, I'm
New
going
angle
to the audio from the
is a
screen.
generic plastic block that can be connected to other pieces. Actually, no, it can't. Sorry, Bob. I don't like interrupting him, but there are no extra holes. There are no replacement parts or anything like that. He's posable. That's about it.
All right. So this is really weird. Because when I did an audio test from Discord, you know, when you run your own microphone test, it sounded perfect.
Yeah.
But here
gotta be me.
it's like crackling.
Yeah, it's probably my mic
I'll see
coming
if-
through Discord.
Yeah. I'll see if I can call someone else on Discord to see if I can try a voice call there.
Okie dokie.
This is not great. I mean, I've been poking around with my hardware, so
Yeah,
I'm
Code
guessing
Crush.
it's my fault, but you never know. Let me try it. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. But yeah, definitely Code Rushed. I have checked out his stream. Really cool stuff happening on there. So that's the kind of thing that's like, I can see it. I have the full picture of it. I could design it even, but would I be able to execute it? I don't think so. Not with my current skills. Napalm says, I feel like AI Copilot is teaching me a lot of stuff, so much to learn even after 17 to 18 years in the field. Absolutely. So that's another thing, using AI as a mentor ish, because you still need the development skills to know when the AI is just giving you bullshit. When it's just feeding you a whole bunch of hallucinated answers, confidently wrong answers. I mean, he could point you in the right direction on how. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm sure if I took the time to do it and to research it and to ask people, even, ask the right people, it would be awesome. I'd be able to do it. And I'd have the skills to be able to do even more. But right now, I'm focused on my client work during the day. And then in the evenings, I'm focused on something else, which will come to light eventually. If you haven't picked it up already. When it lights through its teeth. It looks like your arrow was quite far from the target. I want to try. So one thing that I'm wanting to do, so we're gonna remake this game as part of this whole bot remake anyway. One thing that I want to do is give you more points if you're able to shoot at a higher angle, like let's say 40, with a slightly lower, too hard, velocity, force, and give you more points for the amount of time that the arrow is in the air. So overall distance traveled. And then of course allow the target to actually be up there somewhere, like somewhere around here, or here, or here, or here. That'd be nice. So we're going to do that when we end up remaking Bot Game 2. Aww. Airtime points, yeah. Because right now it's really easy if you just figure out that it's somewhere between 1 and 5 degrees and a pretty high force. Like I said, it's pretty easy when you figure out. 68. Yeah, like that. But just so you know, if you weren't here for the making of that game, it's all in a playlist on my YouTube channel. A lot of it is, of course, talking. Yes, like those super high angles and getting as close as you can to the target. And I should also give you points for just how much you missed the target by. And then cumulative points for the entire round and leaderboard and all of that fun stuff. Anyway, so the game was made entirely in Blazor. The UI, the animations, and all that stuff is HTML and CSS, no JavaScript at all. And the simulation of the actual shot is done with C# and the code behind. Oh man, that looked like it was going to be close. Seems your arrow flew high and far, but it didn't quite hit the mark. It was way over and very short of the target. Keep practicing, and you might hit the bullseye next time. See you, Space Cowboy. Okay, the app did run. We're able to .NET Watch, no errors. I'm gonna check in so that we can call this the baseline for our application. And we're only going to check in. Oh, but I have to check in the solution too, and the solution has references to these other projects. Dang it. Initial application setup. I don't know why I capitalized all of those things, but I did. Okay, so our baseline application is now on GitHub. I need to create a GitHub command for the bot remake. So let's do that real quick. Or, oh, Dukasoft, best non-bot bot ever. Oh my gosh. So it's on here. We will fill in a good README as soon as I figure out what all we're including in this. And the getting started and all of that. I do like to do READMEs. They might not be the best READMEs, but at least there's something to begin with. So for example, here's the README for Financial Management Tracker. Yeah. I don't know. I'm starting to really enjoy writing the READMEs. Blazor component library. Documentation. Bleh. Bleh. Now we Blazor web template. Yeah. Anyway, so it's now up. And we will go ahead and make some issues. So it's weird. Like I want to use Azure DevOps with this, but I can't do a public Azure DevOps without a paid subscription. I don't think. I could be wrong. They may have changed that by now, but I can't. Like if I were to do all of my work items and Kanban stuff in Azure DevOps, I don't think you guys would have access to it. So instead, I am going to put them in here as issues. It just feels weird calling them issues when most of them are going to be features to implement. Maybe we can just use, oh, I always forget the name of the Kanban board. Trello. And I'm pretty sure we've already set up some Trello stuff. Not Jira. Isn't that one paid? Or is there a free version of Jira? Up to 10 people for free? What? Crafteen says, I'd rather try for hours than read 5 minutes of documentation. What about writing documentation though? So that it's one thing to not use the documentation that's there, but when you are putting out a product, how do you feel about writing the documentation? Because I kind of have fun doing it. If I have time, of course. Yeah, sorry man, I believe it's on your end. If anyone else is able to hop into the voice channel in Discord, can you let me know whether my voice is just crap, teen. If not, I completely understand. I don't want to force anyone to. Input device is normal because it's using the same audio device that OBS is using. Mic check. Oh yeah. It's definitely being all crackly and stuff on the sound check. Never mind. I was able to sound check it on Discord. But yeah, it's using the exact same output device. Irish John Games! Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Irish John Games. I did. Thank you so much for shouting me out yesterday. I don't think I said a single thing in your stream yesterday, but I was definitely there hanging out, just chilling with you. But at the congrats, you've won. But at this, because I'm doing this stuff still. I'm so close, so almost done. CompTIA, Security Plus, Research, crap. And not really able to listen in on streams when I want to be spending a lot of time just hanging out with you guys. But let's see, what can I do? What can I do about you, Discord? Because otherwise, it's just no good for anyone if my audio coming through on Discord is just broken. I'm gonna I don't need to reconnect anything because it's crisp. Oh, I guess one thing I could do is just have it use the Yeti directly. Mic check. Yes. Okay. So if I just have it use my microphone directly, it won't have any sound filtering or anything like that, but it works better than having it go through Crisp. Last time when that happened, Crisp was turned on in Discord, and I did not want it to be. It was conflicting with my Crisp, my local Crisp. And yes, it was on. So let me see that. Hey, Crisp. Crisp microphone. Testing. Wait. Are you still crackly? I can't tell. Yeah, you're crackly. How dare. But yeah, anyway. Let's try again.
Hello.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah,
All right, Flora
way
Toby.
better.
Yeah, it's just bad because you can hear my PC spin up if it ever needs to.
Yeah, I
do
can
harder
hear
work.
some background noise, but that's fine.
And
Before it
if I
was
accidentally
really
clap when
hard
I'm
to
laughing.
concentrate. Yeah, it was really hard to,
Wackly.
concentrate before.
Mm.
So, yeah.
It was by
I'm back.
design.
Yeah, it's pretty good timing, Me having hardware issues, having to reconnect everything, including my headphones, and then coming
Yeah,
here
and then it
for
just
audio
happened that
problems.
I'm having.
Yeah. So it's like,
terrible.
100% certain it was on my end. So what's new?
What's new is that we are still working on remaking the bot. So I just now started a new Kanban, and I want to share.
Do you use GitHub for your source control?
Yeah. So
have you
yes,
tried the projects in there?
Project. Oh, okay. So I was thinking that I needed to create them as issues.
Yeah, the
we can use
project connects to issues and creates those as well, I think. But you also, you get the whole thing around it. I have never used it. I've only seen it.
Well, let's use it. This sounds great to me. Team planning, future releases, bug tracker, iterative development. Twitch bot remake.
Are you doing
Nice.
this OSS?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Awesome.
And it's
I
out
will
there right
steal
now.
ideas for Thindal.
As of right now, you can see the only thing that we've done is created the .NET 8 Blazor web app project. Created a few of the satellite projects that I use as part of my solution structure. So the client and server side services, and then a shared .NET class library, and then the Razor class library for all of the UI. So now we're going to come up with tasks.
Initial application setup 9 minutes ago.
Yep.
Yep. So what do we have here? Blazor client, server, shared.
Oh, we have to do it in iterations though if we use this template. I don't want to do it in iterations.
You know, I do iterations for everything, only my iterations are like a year long.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, when they give us numbers like this, where you have a max of 3 in your backlog, a max of 3 in progress.
It's a recommendation.
I know, it just makes me feel wrong adding, like, all of my to-dos
Can you change
to the
that,
backlog.
though?
Oh, you can change the max.
I'm assuming so.
Set limit.
If you remove that, will it remove the entire thing?
Good question. Set limit. No limit.
No, it says
Maybe.
0.
But 0
That's no
tasks
0.
in there. So let's add
Yeah,
one.
but it's not 0 off anything. It's just 0.
Yep. So the first thing that we want to do is determine parts and pieces. Do we get a description thing for this too? A new item is hidden by filters. We get a description. We're going to assign it to current iteration. Yeah. Again, another one that I didn't know I would somewhat enjoy is DevOps. So I do like creating tasks
DevOps
and work
or...
items. Yeah. Well, just DevOps in
Yeah.
general, the concept
All
of
right.
DevOps. But creating work items and tasks and then going through the whole process, even though I'm doing everything as a solo dev, going through the whole process of completing an item, putting it in resolved for review with an associated test case.
Yeah, I do
and then completing test
100% the
case.
same thing.
Yeah.
100%. But I also, you know, I lock down my main, for example.
Yeah.
So I don't by
we're doing that too.
mistake go
We
in
should
and
do that
edit
now.
the main. I try to keep my, you know, team workflow. Also when the team is one, aka me. I think the part I suck most at is what you're doing right now.
Oh, I love
which
this.
is documenting things beyond just a title.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite things because like I use introverted intuition, which is very future pattern oriented and also goal oriented with and then having extroverted thinking next means that it's going to be logical, even though it's more rational. But anyway, it's going to be this actual achievable direction, most likely direction that we're trying to go.
Yep.
So decide what services and objects we need. Or
so this project right now is not public.
Backend. It should be.
No, it's hidden from everyone else.
Oh,
but you can,
project,
if you saw that, you could create a issue from a task.
Oh,
which
yes,
I think is always
closer.
public.
Well, let me. I want the project itself to be public, though.
Yeah, the project is public. I can access that.
So wait, what do you mean then?
No, I can't access. Sorry, I can access the repo, but I can't access the project
Yeah.
in the repo.
Okay. Manage access. Manage. Why can't I change?
Danger zone.
There we go. But that doesn't mean that anyone has access to make changes to it, right? It just means they can view it.
Yeah. I think I can try to,
Yeah,
definitely mess with
find
you.
out. I mean, if that's the if you were going to try it out for me, that'd be nice. But if you're doing it just to mess with me, I'm
gonna mess with it in a nice way. Helping out. I do not have any way of changing this. Okay. I can read.
Cool. So President Usher says, I like messing around with DevOps on Azure DevOps anyway. I really love the UI for Azure DevOps, but maybe it's because I've worked in it the longest. Like I started in it when it was Visual Studio Team Services. Was it something before that? I feel like it was something before that. But I've only ever used the online version. I've never downloaded Team Foundation server and used it locally.
It's the same thing.
Taos at Work asks, does anyone know in C# to make word example into example without doing substring?
There's a capitalize
method. There is a capitalize. Is there? Is there? So let's do a method. Private void cap. Let's find out together. You came on a great day to ask that, because that's what we do on Fridays. Var stir equals you want example. Let's ask Copilot. Capitalize the first letter without using substring. Nope. It's still using a substring. It's using an index. I saw one version that used slice.
You can also grab a text info for the current culture and then use that text info to title case.
Okay.
Which
so
will capitalize it.
Info.
Yep. You can use current culture if you don't want to use specifically
a
American culture.
Sure. Culture
info.
Current culture. You'd think I do this for a living.
I have the documentation up. And then you can do text info to title case.
Okay. So here's an example of doing just that, Taos at Work, without using substring.
Yeah. And that will follow, the local rules for that.
Or to use at work, I can read. Fulisanabo says, what you can do is do an unsafe cast of the string to an array and then mutate the first character.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you grab a pointer to the string data storage, and then you read out the UTF character, and then you just add the offset over to uppercase characters to that, and then relock the memory and release it, then yeah, you can do that. I'm 100% certain it'll be really fast.
Fula says, just use F#. Stop with the C#.
Yeah,
crap.
of course he says use F#.
Yeah, don't even use pointers, just use unsafe.
Int PTR.
Hello, Rain Dance.
Oh, how I love thee. You know that the pointer syntax in C# is the same as in C, right? It's just a star.
I didn't know that. I mean, I think I knew that, but yeah. I haven't ever needed to use it, so it hasn't been at the
It's
forefront of my thoughts.
fairly edge case.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What else do we need to do for the bot?
I had to do a memory splitter that reversed the order of RG and B. So I read a bitmap and converted it to a single memory array with the well, BGR. Sorry, I had to think about what the order of the characters backwards. And then I sent that entire memory array to a graphics card, and I let Foolish Nobel guess what I did with that.
Hello, Pristino. So I have been doing .NET Dev, I guess, since .NET was a thing. Can I say it that way? So I've been doing dev with Microsoft products since about 1998. I did a little bit of basic before then, but that was all just playing around with it. And then in 1998, I started working in VB6. And then I moved on to VBA, which is kind of odd. It's adjacent to. And then from
Kind
there,
of the same but different.
I started doing ASP Classic and then ASP 2.0, aka ASP.NET. And then just kept going from there. So a while. A couple days. What about you?
Yeah, a little bit.
What about you, Thindal? How long have you been working in .NET?
Let's see. I think 2003, so like right as it came out. I think I did my first paid programming work in 99. And before that, I think like maybe 94, 95, somewhere where I started poking around with programming. AKA I was 9 or 10 years old. And I did ZX Basic.
ZX Basic? I don't know what that is.
I had I still have a ZX Spectrum. Sinclair ZX Spectrum, which is
it's just a type of computer?
Yeah, exactly. And you code ZX Basic on it. Or ZX Assembly, but I did Basic.
It's telling me to do string it.
Let's see.
Our first family computer was a Commodore 64, so that's where I learned a little bit of, and again, this is a small amount of Basic. Whatever was in the book,
the same
just
age.
typed it on the screen.
It's the same age. Same time and whatever. But
what was the
the
most
Commodore
complicated project
did drop you into a programming UI where you had to, type load stuff, or did like try to read from a disk or a tape or whatever right as you loaded it, right as you booted it?
I don't remember. I mean, I remember needing to have a tape in the machine, but I don't remember if that was yes, it was to boot it even. So yes. Yes.
Yeah. Same thing with the Spectrum. It just dropped you into a basic interface. So you had to write a small basic program to be able to load a tape. And then once it was, set up, you pushed play and then you waited for 10 minutes while it read the tape and then you were in the game. Good times.
So another question that was it Pristino had? What is the most complicated project you've worked on? So I would say that it's because of the number of projects that I worked on at the same time. When I came here to Colorado, I started working for the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. They had 7 to 10 applications that were all JSP or VB6. And I needed to convert them over to Microsoft products, modern Microsoft products, I should say. So I went over from JSP to MVC. But one of the most complex ones, I would say DDMS, but it's not really, it's a document management system, is this one called RMA Water. And it had an ArcGIS map that was done in JavaScript. that you had to connect to the ArcGIS services and get everything to work together so that when you query the map, you can also get that data to query our database and then provide information, provide reports, provide charts. It had a charting mechanism that was using the JS charts, JS free charts, whatever that library is called. So I had to find the equivalent in .NET, and it was hard. It was really hard. JS free charts, I think is the one that they were using, free chart. And so I had to find replacement charts that looked just like the charts that they were outputting, because the documents that they create are for regulatory agencies. And so they couldn't really change the contents or the structure or anything like that of the reports. So I had to maintain that. And then Blazor came out, and then I converted all of my MVC projects to Blazor, and that was the most fun ever. So much fun. Anyway.
But most of your logic was already in .NET at that point, right?
Yeah.
So logic,
but
I mean, you changed
DDMS though. DDMS was a desktop app that I went from VB6 to VB.NET. And then I had to pretty much find a way to get a server backend for it. So I did a hybrid desktop app with an API backend essentially for all of the authentication and database stuff. And then I moved it all the way over to Blazor from VB.NET. So VB to C# at that point in time. Yeah, it was fun. So yeah.
Let's see. One of my biggest, most annoying projects was writing a full X11 parser. I had to proxy some X11 messages and rewrite some data in them. The issue is that X11 is a binary format with packages, more or less. It comes with, a header and information about what's in it, and then another header and information about what's in it. The issue is that the headers don't contain any information about the size of the whole envelope. So you have to understand each and every single type of message to be able to parse the thing. You can't just, all right, so here's the type of message. I don't care. Let me skip forward this many bytes and check the next header. You have to understand each and every one. There's like 600 of them. That sucked. Because I had to rewrite 2 types of messages. Just a tiny bit. So what could have taken like a day ended up taking 8 months. Solo dev time. Luckily, the customer paid and they weren't even... Yeah, it's a big, not quite government customer, but think major electric. So, yeah. One of the coolest and complicated projects is probably the 1D printer I helped build. Wrote software for. So it prints colors on threads. I'm sure I've talked about this before, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's an inkjet printer. It has an embroidery thread going through it, and it prints color on it, and then puts that into an embroidery machine and embroiders with it. Awesome. So you can do, smooth transitions, and you can do color effects and whatever.
And you just kind of do your picture there on the thing, and then it decides how exactly to feed the thread and when to color.
Yep. Yeah. There's a couple of issues there, because first of all, there's about 2.5 meters of thread between the print head and the actual embroidery machine. Because the colors, the actual ink needs to be post-processed more or less, so it doesn't smear everywhere. It needs to be fixated on the thread and heated up and locked, and then it needs to be not greased, lubricated, because otherwise it will literally catch fire in the needle head.
Jeez.
Yeah. And the next issue is that the amount of thread you use depends on so many different variables. So even if you do the same embroidery 100 times in the same material right after each other, every single one will use a different amount of thread. So that's fun. But we got it working. We got it working great. It's a released product and the customers love it. But it took a while. It took me years. And we're talking like easily, probably 100 man years
Oh, geez.
to get that thing on market. Yeah.
Some more
You know
comments that came in.
Yep. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go.
Good. No, you're good.
Do you know? Just like random. You know the company H&M?
Yes.
Yeah. Their owner was they were a major investor in this company.
Ah, cool.
And then a bunch of, the high fashion houses down in Italy. Stuff like that. So there was a market for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Comments that came in, Big Gaming was like Peak, Poke, ZX Fun, and then Load. I remember that. Yeah. Pristino said, I'm not doing .NET, but it's not that difficult. I do Python. I agree with you. Shouldn't be too difficult for you. Foolish Novel said Commodore 64 had MS Basic when it started. You typed load. And President Not Sure said I used Atari computers. It started with Atari Computer -Notepad unless you put a cartridge in. And then when you put the cartridge in, it loaded the cartridge. I love those cartridges. They smelled so good. If you think you loaded a disk, you wrote something cryptic like quotation mark, comma 8, comma 1. And then President
Sounds
said, or
logic.
had a disk drive. Yeah. Or had a disk drive set up. True. I was an Atari man too, Atari 800 XL, then 260 ST, and then a 1040 SDE. I've only had the Atari gaming console, and that's it. Unless that was actually a PC and not a gaming console, and we only had games for it. Does anybody have Crap Team wants to know, does anybody have experience with API management in Azure? Would you choose it over custom API gateway? We'll get to you if you have any thoughts on that, Thindal, in a second. Let me finish catching up on these. And soon you will convert to the next framework, X11, like the Unix Windows systems, I guess. Seems unnecessary to keep the size. And then another question from Pristino, which we will talk about. We should have time to. Do you think ChatGPT has changed the game for developers? Big Amy says 1 day to 8 months. Zoink. Yeah. Not for me at least, says Dukesoft. About the ChatGPT thing, Fruitless Novel says, I use ChatGPT quite much. I think it's an okay thing to chat a bit with. Same here, says Pristino. Fruitless Novel said, if you got 100 devs, each year you spend 100 people years. Yep. Oh, yes. Yeah, exactly. And then what? Also had an ST at the end, says President Not Sure. Okay, so going back to the first question, which is, do you happen to have any experience with API management in Azure, Thindal? Because I don't. I definitely don't.
Not those, if those were services. I've used Front Door to do load balancing between multiple instances, but not any like API management service per se.
PTSD. You just.
It's not.
We need
that
trigger
bad.
warnings for this.
It's not that bad, Snobel. But there's also, if you use an app service to host your APIs, it also has simple load balancing like round robin stuff like that. There's no failover or anything like that. You end up at an endpoint, and if that endpoint doesn't work, then that request gets thrown out.
And is that what
Front
this
Door
API
has more
thing
management.
most likely does?
I have no idea. I'm just explaining about the few things I know about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, because maybe
Front
there is
Door
a
has
correlation.
Front Door has some logic for, so I sent this to a worker. That worker died midway for some reason. I will, based on rules, send it up onto someone else.
And then you just
Azure requires you to reproduce it in the browser.
Oh, you were reading.
Oh. Yeah, I was reading what Snobble was saying, and it was, yeah.
Wait, he said something about using it in the browser. Oh, this one down here.
Yeah,
Okay.
something about dropping requests. Sounds like your rule set could use some work then. Not saying you did it
The
wrong, but
PTSD.
maybe you didn't do it right.
So unless rules are random, yeah, the dropping is at random, but yeah, there's probably some indicator of what is going on that is not random, and every time that indicator happens, maybe
Yeah.
like
And
special cases.
if a drop happens, then this rule comes in and it handles that request in a way that the API consumer doesn't even notice that anything happened. Snobble, if
Sounds
you're
like a
a Microsoft partner or you pay for support, they will help you.
maybe it picks a random door. Oh dear. All right. We can definitely keep talking about that. If anyone does have actual information about those two services from Azure, so API management versus custom API gateway, let us know. But there was another question about, do you think that ChatGPT has changed the game for developers? I think it has changed or introduced an opportunity for adapting to utilizing AI in our daily work. Some people use it in a positive way, in a way where it's like what Foolish Snapple was talking about. You have conversation with it, or maybe that was President Usher. I don't remember. It was up there somewhere. Yeah, it was Foolish Snapple. It's an okay thing to have a chat with. But President Not Sure says, I use GitHub Copilot Chat instead of GPT. Same idea. So any kind of generative AI for coding doesn't have to be ChatGPT specifically, but it has opened the door to be able to reasonably, as a solo developer, as an individual developer, use AI to help enhance your ability to write software, provided you check everything that it tells you. Assume it's all a lie, try it out, and then read the code and make sure that it does make sense. And if possible, document it yourself so that you know what the code is actually doing. All right, your thoughts?
I would say that today, as we stand, Copilot and many others are wonderful for simple-ish code, boilerplate when you have to repeat yourself, doing things almost correctly, if that makes sense. It does a good guess and then you can fix it from there without having to type out the whole thing. In the long run, I'm talking 10 to 15 years somewhere, and I think we talked about this.
I think that's a bit high.
Yes,
go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a very high chance, risk, whatever, that the LLMs and that way of doing programming will kill pretty much every other programming language on the market because it will change how we build programs. It will not get rid of programmers.
Right.
Because our job isn't hitting keys on a keyboard. It is making all the tiny, minute decisions to make a computer do what the customer wants, even though the customer might not quite be able to express it that way.
Snobble says JavaScript will stand alone. It'll be the only thing left, the real programming language of the future. One where you're not just telling an AI model to write code for you. There was something that President said. Yeah, we were thinking more like 5 years or even less to get things a lot stronger. At this rate, yeah, it's really going to be 2028. That's my guess.
Oh yeah, it'll be awesome for the way we do work today.
Like next year, we're going to have very accurate and reliable code generating AIs.
Yes.
But it's not going to be adopted into the industry immediately. We'll start using it as developers, but companies aren't going to buy AI technology that will write code for them to meet their needs for at least 5 years out.
I can definitely agree. And there's one thing, when we look
think
at
they
the
have
speed
first
of
deal.
what's happening today, which is insane, there's huge strides every single day. We have to remember the rule of diminishing returns as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, the better it gets, the harder it is to get better.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree that, in 3-4 years, the LLMs for programming will be insanely good. But I don't think it'll have changed our entire industry in the way that I said, like, where we no longer basically have a programming language per se. We make the decisions
developers
and
that
tell
talk to
the
the system.
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then correct what the system wants to do, modify things, but it's like more vocal.
It's more of a design process than
Yeah.
it is a development process.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with that. I want to say that we're still going to be able to write code and tweak things that way, but it will get good enough that companies won't want people that write code. They want people that can communicate with AI to create the product that they're trying to market.
Yes.
Oh dear.
I had a discussion with a friend in a adjacent industry, which is general IT. And I tried, telling him that he was service, not the product of the company. Like, us in IT, including programmers, our role is most often, I mean, there are edge cases where your product is an application, but quite often we are there to help the company make their thing in a faster, easier, and more cost-effective way, right? Our applications are there to help them, which means that we are in a service industry for the company.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But a lot of people in IT seem to have this thought that, oh, we are the point of the entire company, and without us, everything will grind to a halt.
True.
Like, no.
This is truth. I mean, I shouldn't say it's truth. It is a very strong opinion. I happen to agree with it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that it is 100% true, but I will just let everyone know I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Exactly, Snobel. If you got rid of people in payroll, I mean, the employees would leave and be very, very angry, but in the short term, it wouldn't affect the output of the company. And
I mean, if you had an automated
if all our
accounting
applications, and if all our applications disappear and they do payroll with those applications, they can still do it. It'll suck for the poor people in the financial department doing payroll, but they can still do it. So our job is to service them to make it easier for them to do their job. And by easier, that means they can have fewer employees, meaning they can do it cheaper, and which is terrible when you say it that way, but
it's industries. And since we're talking about finances in the technology realm, Half-Life 3 confirmed says Hybro, how to earn high salary with programming. So I'm not typically one that cares about salary, but that's because I'm in a position where I don't have to. I will still factor in salary if I'm accepting a position or a contract or whatever, but it's not the core thing that drives me. So I'm never good at really answering this other than saying experience with technology matters. Companies are looking for people that have logged time. It's kind of like, how do you get your pilot license? You have to fly planes. So how do you make more money doing software development? You do software development jobs for less money and then keep doing that and build up.
I'd say there are 3 big variables when figuring out what you're going to get paid or how to make a lot of money. The first one is huge, and that is location. but the location
Oh, yeah,
also brings with it
that's a good one.
costs. I mean, if you're in,
Yes. High
I don't know,
cost of living
let's just
area.
let's just do a comparison. Here in Sweden, a programmer's salary of like 50,
okay.
55K before
Blasters.
taxes is good. Quite good. If you're in San Francisco,
Denver, Colorado, 55,000 is not enough to live off of.
no. And if you're in San Francisco, that basically is park bench money.
Yeah. That one is you don't even have rent. You can't even pay rent.
Yeah. Second one is industry, I think. If you're in banking, for example, you usually make more money, even in the IT department, even as a programmer.
Jeez.
Yeah. And the third one is, and I think the technology that you work comes a bit with the industry. And the third one is experience, as you said.
Yeah.
Fula will probably not agree with me, but there's a reason that a lot of companies, including IBM, are currently offering free courses in COBOL, like in-person courses in COBOL, because the people who know COBOL in quite a few large industries are literally timing out. They are dying off. And they need to be replaced because the systems from the late 60s, 70s, 80s are still running.
Yeah,
on
legacy systems where they're like, we don't want to replace the system because if we turn it off for even half a second and the new system that you're replacing it with fails, then it's critical. It is so critical that our business will disappear.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, just think about the amount of transaction that goes through a
Welcome
bank
back.
on an average day.
5K.
And then you bring it down for a second. How many transactions have you just killed?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or lost or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And those are the
Preston,
big ones
exactly.
too.
They are passing or retiring. So IBM is currently offering free in-person courses in COBOL, and they're helping you find a job. Because, yeah, they want to keep selling computers, but you also need the experience, which is huge.
Was it you that was talking about on your stream the people that had that legacy system that they just instead of swapping out the hardware or upgrading the software, they put it on an emulator or a virtual machine?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they can virtualize it because the entire base of the system is entirely different. They had to emulate the old systems instead.
Yeah, it's still gonna have the same
Run
security
an actual.
vulnerabilities.
Oh yes. But instead of virtualization takes an instruction and then just pushes that onto the CPU and lets it deal with it. But when emulating, you literally read the instruction, convert that to something that can be run on your current CPU, and then convert it back. So it's slow, but then you also did a 45-year jump in technology, so I think it kind of offset that. But yeah, the old applications work, they are tested, replacing them always comes with risk. And take a bank, as I said, think about the number of transactions that happens on, say, Bank of America's central system for everything. How many transactions goes through there in a single second?
A lot.
A lot. And then bring it down. And then bring it down for that second. Or Visa.
Yeah, exactly.
How many card transactions happen every second? Yeah.
I agree. So sorry that my mic was doing all weird and we couldn't have more time because I made you feel like it was your
I just
fault.
want to say that, Fula, I kind of feel the pushback on that these days. A lot of customers
on web-based software?
Yeah, a lot of customers, at least here, have gone web-based and are now starting to go back to local. Local with a central server, but not so much HTML fronting it. And I'm not sure why. But that's just my feeling, and that's a local market in my home city.
Hmm.
So I don't
And you guys
know
aren't
how
like in an
generic
area
it is.
that struggles for internet access, right? It's pretty
No.
prevalent.
No, I have gig and I pay $35 a month for it.
Yeah.
Gig up, gig down. So it's no big issue with the internet access or the speeds.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Anyways,
definitely time for stand up.
yep. So
And
tonight
then-
I'm going to be running some testing, manual
I just
testing, and
noticed that
actually
Deflex
running
is
some
up
code.
here.
Yeah, running some actual code that I've been developing over the last couple of weeks, and it's been on stream, so I guess some of you might be able to guess what kind of code it is. If that works, I will be pushing that to a beta site and trying it on the server, actually real life. If that works, I'll be doing a push to production this weekend.
So,
Yeah.
Any
And I'm
bunkers?
gonna look at, well, if anything goes to hell and in the way there, that's a major blocker. And there's a very high chance or high risk that something goes to hell. I'm also gonna be doing some driver training. What would you call driver's ed with my nephew? Yeah,
well,
and that's my weekend.
all right.
How about you?
Awesome. My stand-up is that I will be returning back to our project where I'm integrating another team's project into our main application. They are doing this weird thing with Signal R that they're trying to make it be more like a gRPC kind of system, and it's not. It's just Signal R, guys. But anyway, so I'm figuring out their code. And my blockers are that there are these calls within Angular that they are somehow doing that I cannot trace to the origin, so that we can also do the same type of call from our app from C# to Signal. But anyway, I will get with them and figure it out. So yeah, last words? Brief words?
I love you all. You're all awesome people.
As are you. Looking forward to your next
Aw.
stream next Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday or maybe Sunday if everything works perfectly over the week. But I'm assuming something will break, so that means Tuesday.
Awesome. It was a pleasure having you here. You enjoy the rest of your day and weekend.
Yeah, likewise. Take care. Bye.
All right, bye. And Deflex, I'm sorry, but we are at the end of the stream, so I didn't pull you into the stream room because I do need to get back to work. I didn't notice you until I was asking for Thindal's, what's it called? Stand up. So I don't know if you were in there for a long time, but yeah. In future, just let me know in chat when you hop into the stream room and I'll pull you in. There's a shout out for Deflex if he ever streams again. He does a lot of really cool stuff, actually. He does anything from DJing to Azure cloud services, talking about all of that stuff, lots of .NET development too. And so good time over on his stream whenever he actually ends up streaming. So but yeah, I guess some last things from me as far as keeping up with the Joneses. Irish John Games is going to be streaming in about 26 minutes. I'll be over there. BitGamey is already streaming. We'll head over there. Solo Solipsist is normally streaming right about now, but he's not currently on. I was looking forward to seeing more of his work with the Apple Vision Pro. And anything else that he does with mixed reality. I don't care what it is. I'm just hungry for it. But we will be heading over to the one, the only best bits of the internet, BitGamey. I will be posting the recording of this video no sooner than... Did I just slash BitGamey? Oh, BitGamey. / raid. BitGamey. I will be posting the VOD for this no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream to my YouTube channel. But of course, you can always catch the VOD immediately after the stream. It's on Twitch. I think it's for like 60 days or something now. Captain Commerce will be streaming well, I don't know if he will be. Captain Commerce typically streams on Mondays and Fridays, and in about 7.5 hours is when he normally starts streaming. So if you have the opportunity to catch him, it's a great time over on Captain Commerce's stream as well. These are all the amazing, cool people that show up and are just amazing. So thank you all for being here. Feel free to join our Discord, and you might be able to join in on future Community Day streams in the voice channel if you feel like it. Otherwise, chat was great. You guys were amazing today. Thank you so much for all of the questions, all of the conversation. Really appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Juice.